Hey guys, Kate Sparks here. If any of you read my blog, and I'm not sure if anyone does at this point because I'm really not very good at posting there, but if you do read my blog, you may know that over the past week or so I have been trying to take a bit of a break from social media. I was finding it was just becoming too much of a distraction for me, particularly Facebook, which is, I don't know, I feel like at my age I should have more self-control over these things than I actually have. But I find that I can waste hours a day on Facebook reading comment sections that have no relevance to my life and are basically just a giant demolition derby of people being mean to each other. Or reading articles that are interesting in the moment but don't really add anything to my life, and I'm just reading them because they popped up in my news feed while I was scrolling aimlessly, searching for something. I don't even know what I'm looking for at this point. What I'm trying to say is that Facebook is a giant time suck for me that doesn't add a whole lot to my life, and this sort of came to a head early last week. My distraction issues have been really bad. I decided it was time for a break. Taking one day off a week was not doing it for me. I needed to make a big change. So I thought what I would do today in this video is I would just do a little check-in, let you guys know how that's going. Maybe ask for some advice, because there have been times when it's not going so well. So here's what I ended up doing. I deleted the Facebook app off my phone. I kept the Messenger app so that my friends who I am in regular contact with could still get a hold of me, and so that I wouldn't feel completely cut off socially. I made a phone jail. And again, I feel like it's kind of sad that I need this. But when I remembered to use it, sorry, that's really shiny. When I remembered to use it, it was pretty effective. What I would do is I would stick my phone in here anytime I wasn't supposed to be using it, which was basically all the time. And all it did was slow me down by a couple seconds and make me make more of a conscious decision. So I would have to think, do I really want to bust my phone out of phone jail right now? Do I really think that I'm missing something important in my emails or in Messenger or Twitter or Instagram, which are two things that I did let myself keep? And generally the answer was no. And even if I did give in to temptation and open it up and check things, I found that I wasn't really missing anything. So phone jail turned out to be a really good idea for me when I remembered to use it. But actually, we'll come back to that later. First, I wanted to talk about the good things that came out of this week. Again, on days when I was remembering to use phone jail and I was good about not letting myself pick up my phone or check any kind of social media or anything until at least after lunch, I did get things done. I didn't necessarily find it easier to get started on my work. Not having access to social media didn't change how my brain works. Not surprisingly, I was still distracted. I was still struggling to get started on my work in the morning. My brain was still seeking distraction, but at least without that available, my options were cut down. I think I got some more work done. I finished the second draft of Sanctuary, which means that I just have one more pass to do before it goes to my wonderful critique partners. I finished some revisions on Beast and Beauty, which is the fairy tale novella that I will be sending out to newsletter subscribers on my birthday, because why not give people a present on my birthday? I got some more reading done. I read Slammed by Colleen Hoover, and I'm almost finished The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, which is just fantastic. Because I didn't have my phone on me in the evening, I used that time for reading. My brain wants something to do, and I feel like I was doing something a lot more productive with it. I took up crochet. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do with all these things. But again, on evenings when my husband wants me to watch TV and movies with him, I have a lot of trouble just focusing on the screen and what's happening there. I can't just watch a movie or a TV show. So this gives me something to do with my hands. So that's kind of cool. Like, I feel like I'm doing something that's a lot more productive than just scrolling through Facebook and commenting on things or my opinion really doesn't matter. So that's great. Those are really good things that came out of this. It hasn't all been great. As I mentioned toward the end of the week, I stopped being so good about giving myself that mental space. And even though I don't even like Twitter, and I don't find I get anything out of it, I found myself going to the Twitter app and posting tweets and reading tweets and scrolling and clicking on articles and basically falling back into the bad habits that I have on Facebook, just in a new environment. Again, that's not something that I'm proud of, but it's a fact. It's something that happened, and I got out of the habit of using phone jail. My phone was in my hands more. That's not what I want. And I feel like, I don't count this as a failure or anything, but I guess I sort of hoped that over the course of having a week away from Facebook and all of that, that I would start to feel maybe a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more mindful. I thought maybe I would start to feel like I had a more productive mindset or something, and I guess a week's not really long enough to change your brain. Go figure. Actually, the past couple days, I've been feeling a lot more anxious than I usually do, and I doubt that there's any kind of connection there, but that is what it is. I haven't found any kind of mental space and peace, and I don't feel like anything has changed. And maybe that's because I haven't gone far enough. Maybe that's because I haven't got as much distance as I need to. So what I'm going to do is, I can't give up electronics completely. That's just not going to happen. I need to work on the computer. I need to write. I need to edit. I need to be in contact with people about those things. I do want to be able to stay connected on social media. I love talking to readers. I like talking to other writers. But I would like that to be a small part of my life. I would like the promotional aspect of it to be something that I tick off a to-do list, and that's it. I want to stop getting sucked into the scrolling and the non-productive stuff that's hurting me more than it's helping me. So the plan for next week is I'm not going to reinstall the Facebook app on my phone. I will let myself post to my Facebook page occasionally. I'm going to keep Instagram because I don't find that I get sucked into the scrolling as much. Maybe because there's not a lot to click on. Like, I can like photos on there, but it's not like I'm clicking on links and getting sucked into comment sections and that kind of stuff. And I do like taking pictures, and I like looking at pretty pictures, and it's nice. I will let myself be with my street team group. I will check in with them every day, but I'm going to set a time limit on it. Definitely going to be using phone jail again. The phone will be going in there probably after supper, and it will be staying there until at least lunchtime the next day. I really think this is the only way for me to do this, is to just make social media a very small and limited part of my life. Do some more crochet. Anyway, that's how that's going. This is obviously a struggle for me, and I'm sure some of you watching this don't relate at all, and you have no idea why this is a problem for me, and that's fine. We all have different problems and issues. Maybe you don't have any problems or issues. Good for you. This just happens to be mine. So yeah, I will let you guys know how that ends up going. I will still be posting here irregularly. If you have any questions for future videos, do let me know in the comments. If you have any comments about this topic, if you have any tips for breaking a social media very bad habit, or if you're kind of in the same boat and you're looking to do the same thing and you want to talk about that, I can't guarantee that I'll be checking comments all the time, because that's another thing I don't want to get sucked into. But if you want to talk about it, definitely leave a comment. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. I actually have to go put a turkey in the oven now. It's not a special occasion or anything, but you know what they say, right? You buy a turkey, eventually you gotta cook that turkey. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.